Alright, so for the first equation, whoops, we have, oh, hold on. Let's try this again. Okay, we have x plus 2y equals 2. Now, you can notice that this constant 2 will divide by the coefficient here, which is 1, and this 2 will divide by 2. So if you check that, you can make a little xy table, and you only need 2 good points. So you just need, what I do is I pick a number for x, solve for y, pick a number for y, solve for x. Now technically you can plug in any number you want for x, and then solve for y. Now because of these 2's, you want a number that divides by 2. What I always recommend is to start with zeros. Zeros usually work, and if not, then you can pick more numbers. So I'm going to pick 0 for x. That's the one I like to start with. If I plug in 0 for x, that's 0 plus 2y equals 2. The 0 is nothing, so it's just 2y equals 2. And then divide both sides by 2, and I get y equals 1. So again, I can plug in any number I want for x, but I like to choose 0 first. And then I'm going to do that again. I can either pick another number for x, or I can pick a number for y. What I like to do is pick 0 for y, because again, zeros are usually easier. So I'm going to plug in 0 for y. That's x plus 2 times 0 equals 2. 2 times 0 is just 0. And x plus 0 is just x. So I get x equals 2. Now again, I can plug in whatever I want. If you're going to pick numbers other than zeros, you might want to pick a number that divides by 2, like 2 or 4 or 6 or some number that divides by 2. Now from here I have one ordered pair 0, 1 and an ordered pair 2, 0. So from here I'm going to graph my line, and I'm not in my math lab, so I know it's harder in my math lab. Remember to pull up your graphing tool, pick the straight line option, make your cursor line up at 0, 1, and click so that your point is set. Remember there's the little ordered pairs in the corner, so you're just looking for when it says 0, 1. Once you've clicked on it, it will automatically draw a line. And then you're going to move your mouse until it says 2, 0. So your next one is 2, 0. And again, in this bottom corner, you're looking for it to say 2, 0. And then again, I don't have a way to make a perfectly straight line. Let me try my best here to make a line that goes through those 2 points. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be pretty close to the right line. Alright, so that's pretty close, and again, your computer will do it better for you. So now we're going to repeat that process for the other equation. The other equation is 2x plus 4y equals 20. Now it's in standard form. The first thing I look for is if this constant 20 divides by 2, which it does, and does 20 divide by 4, which it does. If that's true, I just make a little xy table. And again, I just need 2 good points. I like to use 0 first, so I'm going to plug in 0 for x. That's 2 times 0 plus 4y equals 20. That's just 4y equals 20. Divide by 4. And you get y equals 5. So when x is 0, y is 5. Alright, I'm going to switch colors here. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to choose to plug in 0 for y. Again, I like to use zeros if I can. So it's going to become 2x plus 4 times 0 equals 20. 4 times 0 is just 0, so that's just 2x equals 20. Divide by 2. And x equals 10. Again, I can pick other numbers for these, but I like to start with zeros. If you're going to pick other numbers, you want to pick numbers that divide by 2 or divide by 4 to try to avoid fractions. So as long as you have two good numbers, you can graph. I'm going to graph 0, 5, which is here. And again, in that bottom corner, you're looking for 0, 5. And then I'm going to graph 10, 0, 10, 8, 9, 10, zeros here. And then your computer will automatically, my math lab will draw that line. This is going to be a little rough here. Let's see. Move that a little bit. It looks like these lines are parallel. Kind of hard to do this on the computer. Oh, not quite. Maybe they cross. Alright, let me draw this a little longer. Again, it's tough for me because I'm not in my math lab for the video. Oh, okay. So, once you've graphed them both, they will automatically line up. And then what you're looking for is where they cross. So, I didn't do this exactly perfect, but there's where they cross, which is at negative maybe 13, positive 12, something in there. You'll see it better on your screen. It's kind of hard to see. It might be negative 14, positive 12, and that's what you'll type in as your solution is where those two lines cross. I hope this was helpful. It's kind of hard to explain on the computer, but really, you just need 2 good points and 2 good points, and my recommendation is to use 0 and 0 when you can. If zeros don't work, choose some other numbers, but I like to start with zeros and see if that'll get me 2 good points for the graph.